So the United States Department of State want to fund Nigeria, or let me say dash Nigeria, $3.5 million. That's approximately 5 billion naira. Why do they want to give this money? According to them, it said it's for funding opportunity aiming at improving the documentation and report of religious freedom and abuse in Nigeria. Why are they giving this money? Just to report, is this a good news to you, or it is foreign interference? Let's find out in this news. Let's find out why they want to give us this money. What happened? Why do they want to give us? See, the U.S. Department of State announced a 3.5 million funding opportunity, about 5 billion naira, aimed at improving the documentation, monitoring, and reporting of religious freedom abuse in Nigeria. The program focuses on gathering evidence. 1. Accountability. 2. Advocacy. 3. And memorialization of victims. That's 4. The funding is expected to support organizations that can track attacks linked to religion and belief across different parts of Nigeria. This is one of the reasons they want to give this money. So the US says violence by groups such as Boko Haram, ISWAP, armed militants, and other actors have affected both Christians and Muslims, especially in the Middle Belt region. The program also raises concern about how authorities respond to attacks on faith communities. Do you understand? Why did the US raise the funding? This is what we want to find out. Why did they raise this funding? 1, to gather strong evidence. Like I said, the US believe many attacks are underreported or poorly documented. Proper documentation can create evidence of international investigation, sanction, human rights report, and policy decision. You people see the way Boko Haram videos are flying online. It's a video they will post today, they will not post tomorrow. The rest of the day, they need to know all these things. How is it happening? Now, too, pressure for accountability. I've mentioned that religious freedom concern. The issue has gained attention in U.S. policy, especially among lawmakers who argue that Christians and other religious communities faces serious threat in parts of Nigeria. Several legislative proposals and reports have pushed for U.S. action on Nigeria. Then the last one, the fourth one is strategic U.S. influence. Now, the United States also wants greater visibility into security and human rights conditions in Africa at large. This is trickish. Now, possible positive effect for Nigeria. Better documentation of attacks. That's why they want to do it. Victim stories are preserved. Evidence become harder to deny. International organization can track patterns more accurately. Security failures become easier to identify. This is very true. Now, increases international attention. This international attention, people, the world will know. It pushes authority to respond faster. Support for victims. Organizations receive funding may assist displaced communities, provide legal support, create database of victims, preserve evidence for failure or evidence for violence, blah blah blah, evidence of future justice efforts. Now, the last one on this list is a pressure on terror groups. Detailed reports can expose the oppression of Boko Haram, ISWAP, armed militants, and other violent extremist groups. Then, this could also help international partners coordinate response. That's true. It can help them. Then, religious tension. This is another thing we need to look into. This is perhaps the biggest risk. If report appears biased towards one region group, Christians may feel violated, Muslims may feel targeted, political actors could exploit this issue. This could worsen existing division. That is very, very true. So if they are able to gather these information, it's going to help them. Let's move more. Diplomatic pressure is there. Political weaponization. Nigerian politicians may use the report against opponents. Now, then let's go further. I say what the Nigerian government will likely say. The federal government has constantly argued that Nigerian security problems are driven by terrorism, banditry, criminality, and communal conflict, not by official religious persecution. Officials have rejected claims that the state targets any religious group. So Abuja will likely welcome effort against terrorism, but resist any suggestion that Nigerians operate a policy of religious persecution. Now, political bottom line of this issue, of this particular reason why the US is in Nigeria. The 5 billion funding is not really about cash. The real issue is information, evidence, and international influence. If the report produces under this program shows widespread religious persecution, Nigerians could face greater international scrutiny. If the program proceeds balancing and credible data, it could help expose terrorism, expose victims, and improve accountability. The battle will be over who control the narrative about what is happening in Nigeria. That is why I said in the first place, is this a good news or a foreign interference? That is what I want us to understand. Is this a good news to Nigeria or foreign interference? Drop it on the comment section and let's deliberate on this issue. The US funding Nigerians to get evidence, to gather data and all these things. Is it a good news to us as Nigerians or it is a bad news? Drop it on the comment section.